Hello my ghouls and my goblins. Do you believe there could be aliens among us? Imposters walking around suspiciously hiding in plain sight? Well, let me vent a little bit here and get some of my anger out and expose them. If there are shape-shifting aliens out there, well today my friends we are going to find them. Press your nose up against the computer screen. We're going to be watching for some camera distortion, some visual glitches. My name is Taylor, the casual crypt keeper, and my friends this is the top 5 shapeshifters who might be aliens. And I just want to take a moment out here for all the skeptics out there and questioning this. I just want to iterate, there is no way I would joke about anything I mentioned in this video whatsoever. No sir, don't think that about me. I would never make any jokes about any of this stuff. All of it's wholly true. Now let's get into it. Number 5, Queen Elizabeth. The late Queen Elizabeth was a legendary monarch. She served the most impressive reign of any sovereign ruler out there. It was like 80 years. And as such, she's host to all manner of conspiracy theory over the years, ranging from some fun, harmless ones to some wild and truly out of this world ones. But there's not an entirely small contingent of people who maintain that Queen Elizabeth and all of her children and all the royal Windsor family are descendants of reptilian alien overlords after one of the original Windsors mated with a reptile man. This is why people believe the royals are protective of their bloodline and keeping the family clean. Okay, you still with me? The reptiles only accept the very best, and I guess Meghan Markle didn't meet their standards. But there's a lot of people who think the Queen herself was one. There's a good bit of pictures and footage showcasing the Queen with bizarre black ovaloid eyes. Take a look at some of these, where her eyes are all like completely black, swollen over, or like sometimes she even has kind of like slit, like reptilian eyes. She looks way more like something out of a demonic possession movie, more than anything else if you're asking me. I think maybe possession over reptiles personally. Now the Occam's razor most probable answer is that whatever's happening to her here was a bloodshot eye, and that's what people online said about these and what most people agree is causing this bizarre looking phenomenon. And yeah, it was probably pretty likely that a very old woman had some health problems, but you have to admit it does look incredibly creepy, does it not? Kinda gives me that same vibe as in District 9 when Wickus was slowly turning into a prawn and started with him having a huge swollen yellow eye. So could the Queen have secretly been an alien overlord this entire time? I mean, it would certainly explain a lot of things. How she managed to stay looking that good for so long, and where all the power was really coming from. I think there's a Doctor Who episode about this exact thing. Now, if you want to watch more videos about wild conspiracies, cryptids, aliens, shapeshifters, and just about everything weird that goes bump in the night, subscribe to Top 5 Scary and keep the screams coming all night long. Now let's creep on creeping on. Number 4, Jay-Z. Hova is a lot of things. He's one of the most successful musicians of all time. He is a king of the Grammys. He's the first rapper to be inducted into multiple halls of fame he shouldn't even have been. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And to many, he's considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. His legacy precedes him. Now maybe it's because of his electric talent, his fast flow, his amazing production, or it could be because he's secretly powerfully connected to alien shapeshifters. Jay is the subject of numerous conspiracy theories regarding his overwhelming status. It's pretty popular to suggest that he's a puppet of the New World Order. He and his wife, and sometimes Ye gets involved in that too. That little diamond hand signal he flashes during shows is proof of his allegiance. That's him showing his hand to people. But there's also a very dramatic people who say on top of him being an Illuminati New World Order guy, he's also an alien shapeshifter and part of the race that secretly runs the planet. You see, a few years ago, several passengers of a United Airlines flight out of LAX claimed that they saw the billionaire Rockefeller Records mogul shed his human skin in front of all of them and reveal his true form to the passengers of the flight before saying some things about how the reptiles were controlling society. There are a bunch of tweets about this thing. There was like 20 to 30 tweets all coming out the same night, and I think we should highlight some of the more very entertaining ones. Very scary. He kept changing shape. He knew more and more people were watching, and he got angrier and angrier when he couldn't stop. Hashtag reptilian Jay-Z. The blank hit the fan in business class when Jay-Z lost control and started shape-shifting in front of the other passengers. Now, I'm not gonna outright decry this theory and shoot this one right down and say that definitely Jay-Z is not a reptile shape-shifting alien. Now, just because there's no video evidence whatsoever doesn't disprove this, but I think the big issue here is, are you really gonna look me in the eyes and tell me that a guy who raps lyrics like, "What's 50 grand to a MF like me, could you please remind me?" You think he flies commercial? You think he flies commercial business class? You think Jay-Z flies United out of LAX? Are you serious? He's a lizard person who runs a cabal that runs the entire world behind the shadows, and you seriously think he's flying business on United? There's a better chance of them making a second Watch the Throne album than there is to this theory being true. But I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was absolutely hilarious, so that's why I kept it in the video. Number 3, Obama's alien detachment. Now, it's a long-held conspiracy theory that the US government knows a lot more about aliens than they let on. It's one we talk about in pretty great detail on this channel, and honestly, I think there's something there. I think it holds more water than some of the other wacky conspiracies out there. There's definitely a lot of weird facts and mysteries regarding the US government and alien technology. But how far does it go, do you think? Is it possible that there are already alien shapeshifters inside the government who've attained high roles protecting our most important targets? Now, perhaps you've seen this footage if you're an avid conspiracy theory enjoyer. This is a bit of an old one, but this footage of President Obama at a press conference circa around 2013 seems normal until you take a look at the bizarre features of the security guard, looking a lot more in common with a gray alien than any human I've ever seen. Take a look at this guy and tell me honestly you don't think he looks even just a little reptilian. Now, this raises some fascinating questions. If there are shape-shifting aliens in the Secret Service, how far up do they go? Are there aliens at every seat of government? And more importantly, do alien shapeshifters get the same worker benefits that a human would? That's what I'm curious about. Is this guy entitled to the same half-hour break and statutory holidays? Or because of his alien status, does he have to work on Christmas and New Year's and doesn't even get time and a half? These are the questions I want the answers to. Now, funny enough, the American government actually addressed this rumor and conspiracy, which is unusual because really they don't usually do that. But in this case, they felt it necessary. A spokeswoman for the National Security Council spoke out and said, "I can't confirm the claims made in the video, but any alleged program to guard the president with aliens or robots would likely have to be scaled back or eliminated in the sequester. I'd refer you to the Secret Service or Area 51 for more details." Now, what's interesting here is she goes out of her way to avoid saying the words reptilian shapeshifter. How convenient, dodging the question. Number 2, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga seems like the most obvious choice if there was any celebrity who would later turn out to actually have been an alien shapeshifter. I think we all kind of already suspect this about her, to be honest. Of all the people on this list, she seems like the one that would be the most outwardly forthcoming about her extraterrestrial origins. In fact, she might have outwardly confessed it in an interview with Stephen Colbert, where she recently told audiences that she's always really liked shapeshifting. Now, in the context of this interview, they're talking about a movie and they're talking about her changing her look with her makeup and all of her wild, crazy Gaga outfits. But what if this was just a rare moment of honesty, you know? In the interview, it does almost look like she's about to say something, like she's got something hiding on the tip of her tongue. She mentions seeing her real self on the screen, but then she pauses and composes herself hiding behind her poker face. Oh, that was a dumb joke. I don't know why I left that in. Sorry, I'm struggling. A number of viewers on The Tonight Show made similar comments about this, and if you go onto the YouTube video for this particular interview segment and just scroll through the comments for a bit, it's literally wall-to-wall comments of people talking about how this is proof that she's confessed to everyone on live TV the truth about her alien nature. Gaga's another one, like Jay-Z, who's been the subject of conspiracies for years. Like a lot of celebrities, she gets all the Illuminati ones, or people saying that she sacrificed someone for her fame, or that she's got ties to the occult and the devil. There was even a funny hubbub where people thought she was making something levitate to display her newfound telekinetic abilities. So she's no stranger to it. Do you think that maybe she was just having a bit of fun, poking the hornet's nest, so to speak? How often do you use the word shapeshifting when you're describing changing your appearance, unless you're an alien shapeshifter? Or maybe Gaga knows the word shapeshift. If she says that in an interview, a bunch of people will go wild about it, trying to slow down video of her eyes doing something weird, and maybe she just thinks it's funny. I could see Lady Gaga doing a little bit of trolling. Number 1, George H. Bush. President George Bush Sr. was the 41st president of the United States. He was many, many things. He was a world leader, he was a father, he had a cameo appearance on one of the funniest episodes of The Simpsons ever, and to some, he could possibly be proof of the alien shapeshifters having successfully infiltrated the highest level of government and controlling everyone around him. Like basically every single president who's ever sworn into office, there are conspiracy theories about just about everything. There are some who say he was involved in JFK, and there are some who say he's an alien. Check out this highly reputable TikTok showcasing what looks like the president's eyes, shape-shifting into its true form, those reptilian slits. He's being interviewed by President Clinton about some important government stuff. But is it all just a charade to cover up that they're having a meeting of alien minds? Are they laughing and taunting at us behind the camera? There's this kind of like air of superiority in his face while he's talking. And honestly, even if you don't buy into the shapeshifter alien secret cabal conspiracy, there is something unsettling about this clip, but maybe he just also has a bit of an unsettling face. You know, something I wonder about a lot of these shapeshifting conspiracy theories is, do you think the aliens ever get like self-conscious about having to hide themselves all the time? I imagine it's probably pretty stressful upholding a globe dominating conspiracy and also feeling like you have to wear a mask all the time and pretend to be somebody you're not. Like, I wonder if they ever just come home so tired and can't wait to take off their skin mask and let their tentacles out and let their true like reptilian fangs and show their real Zayton face and just kick back and be themselves. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this clip. City seems like he just wants to go home and be himself. Well, my ghouls and goblins, that was a real fun video for me to make. I had a lot of fun making it and writing it, I can tell you that much, so I hope you enjoyed it. That's all for this one. Do you believe in alien shapeshifters a little more than you did 11 minutes ago? I hope so. Creep on creeping on, and take it easy.